Good morning and welcome to the Institute of Sacred Evolution. I'm going to open up with prayer, so I ask that you find a quiet place within yourself and say, peace, be still. And Mother, Father God, we do give thanks for this time and this place. We give thanks to the ancestors, the guides, the teachers, and the ancient ones. Letting thy will permeate in, through, and around us this day in this place. Letting the healing energy of the creation be with us in unconditional love. And for this time and place, we say Ashe,
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 Ashe-o.
Ashe.
Thank you. Well, this morning we have Dr. Bombay. He's going to be speaking to us about various herbs and things, how to keep us healthy. I'll present to you, Dr. Bombay.
I guess I sit up here.
Yes, sir.
Is that because I'm short?
No, that's because you're magnificent.
No. God is good. Well, thank you for bringing me to town again. And hopefully we'll do more of these as time progresses. I remember a lot, I know some of you, first of all, happy Father's Day.
Oh, yes. Happy Father's Day.
So, we started off with the main fruit that we were talking about, is the Haritaki, which is the king of the medicines. And this is not just me saying it, it's proven over time, from, I guess, the beginning of time, it has been considered the king of the medicines of all the kinds. And it holds true even to this day. A lot of people have been calling me, telling me that they have tried everything on the planet and nothing seems to be working like this fruit. And the reason why, because the problem has been with digestion. If your digestion is off, you're not going to be able to digest most things out there. So you have to bring your digestion back. And if this was the fruit that began life, which is where, if you think about the body laying there still, and then what he breathed life into him, there had to be a thermodynamic component going on in the stomach, in the solar plexus area, that began the life. And once the digestion got started, everything got started circulating, blood started circulating, and then the body parts are being made through your digestive effort. If your digestion is off, then everything is off. 80% of your immune system supposedly comes from your digestion. If your digestion is off, you're bound to have multiple diseases. And the other problem is the repairing of your body, because the stem cells are not being produced properly. The replication of your original cell, which, as I spoke about last time, about the pineal gland, and you weren't there at that time, but you know about the pineal gland, right? Third eye. This is, where you live. This is where you reside. Your original cell resides there. If you can clean that up, you're able to regenerate another one in your own image, which is a stem cell. Now that cell then goes and repairs things. So a lot of people are not able to do that because not only is your digestion off, but then your pineal gland is calcified. And when that happens, now you got two serious things working against each other, working against you. And is that by design? I mean, is that somebody's design in this day and time that we're going through all this? It sure seems that way. And so we have to awaken. If you got serious things like this going on, that means there's wickedness in the air, and it is your birthright to destroy wickedness. I had a gentleman I was speaking to on the way up here. We had some serious conversation about that. He thought that, why did God make evil? Well, there's a reason. If you have a child and he does wrong, what do? You take the belt and they're walking on the butt, right? That's evil. But that'll straighten you up, you know, and that's why we go through it. That's why we have good and evil, you know, which is agreeable or disagreeable. You take 180 degrees of agreeable, and you take 180 degrees of disagreeable, or good and evil, as they say. And maybe that's what that eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is all about. But what's the wisdom of good and evil? And I went back to India in 2008 to figure that out. And when I went to the mountains, we were at this temple, and I sat there with the priest, and he started talking about it, and it just so happened what I was thinking about, he started talking about it. And he said something very interesting. He said that both good and evil bow down to God. When good asks God for the ability to fly, the gift they call the boon, and which you can, if you correct yourself, so did Rama, which was evil. He also asked for the gift to fly, and they were both flying. So when you say good and evil, you talk about like angels and other angels, the lesser angel as they call it. So both good and evil bow down to God. So they coexist. There's a reason why they're both here. It's the wickedness that took the knowledge of good and evil and used it against both of them, and so now both good and evil is complacent. And the gentleman was saying, you know, I want to leave a mark here. I want to leave a legacy. What do I do? How do I do it? About the flyers, this and that, you know, which is good. But before you leave any legacy, the greatest legacy you can leave is attaining your birthrights. And one of those is to definitely destroy the wickedness that's out here now. When they can make food and things that they tell you is food, which is not really food, and you run there eating it, both the good and the evil both are suffering at this point. So the key is your digestion. Now, a lot of people have been having a lot of problems in their bodies, a lot of autoimmune problems that are going on, aches and pains showing up out of nowhere. Whether they had an accident or not didn't make a difference. Pains are showing up in different places. Some pains are moving from one place to another. And that's because there are leakages in your intestine. These things that we're eating are creating holes in our intestines. And those holes are releasing toxins, are being released into your body, into your bloodstream, and it's causing havoc throughout the body. You know, your immune system is trying to deal with it. It's having a hard time. I mean, I've been hearing so many cases about fibromyalgia, for example. That's happening because of a leaky gut. You fix that gut, you clean that toxin out, fibromyalgia is gone. Fibroids, same thing. With women that were having fibroids is because all these toxins and chemicals are coming in, weakening that area, and then it's like a ball coming out of there, and it's on a string. And that's your fibroids. Polyps, same thing.
Can you heal the leakages?
Huh?
Can you heal the leakage areas?
Yes, absolutely. All right, well. So if you have the right nourishment, you can heal these holes. I had a gentleman in Atlanta, Georgia. He was living in a house full of mold. And what happened was his whole body started spotting because the mold started connecting with it on his cells. I mean, he had like spots all over. Even his genitals, he said, looked like an elephant stepped on. And he had diverticulitis. Everybody know what that is, right? You know, when the feces harden inside because, you know, you have those little, the intestine has the little gaps or cups, so to speak, around it. And the feces harden and then they almost like petrified. It's like you got a brick inside of you, which is what he said he was feeling. The doctors wanted to cut off the foot of his colon to remove it. And he had holes all up in there because the mold ate him up. and he was in ache. He had serious aches and pains. He refused to take the medications. Then he allowed this American Indian group, the Washington Unity Washington people, to come in there and do a meeting, and it just so happens that I had met somebody that had told me to come down there and communicate with the people. So I started talking, and he grabbed me on the outside. He's like, "Well, how can you undo this?" And very simply, you start with the king, because your whole digestive tract can be re-healed. Everything can heal itself. Your body can heal itself. That's why the Bible says, "Physician, heal thyself." It doesn't say go to a physician to get healed. It says, "Physician, heal thyself." That means your body has the ability to heal itself. You know, you go to a doctor and he's gonna to balance your cholesterol. You got the good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, right? So then they say, "Oh well, we're gonna knock some of this bad cholesterol down." They give you a medication and knock too much of it down and give you a heart attack. So how can a doctor know what's going on inside of you? Only you can. See, there were three major, if I was to say that we were born and we were created, there were three instructions given to us. The first instruction would be observation. That's why we talk about the third eye, to be able to look inside. You say, what's going on with you? If you observe yourself, you can see where something started here and end up somewhere else. Now you got full-blown pain in your knees. And when you get rid of that pain, all of a sudden you feel the pain over here because that's where it started. And a lot of people don't realize that the body can be folded in half. You know, when women have menstrual cycle, for example, is what? Releasing dirty blood, right? And blood clots and all kind of things. But look at somebody who has a nosebleed and they release these things too. The body is always designed to release and get things out of it. And the ability to fix yourself is built inside of you. It's put in there by your creator. And then certain things have to be utilized to accomplish that. So we got them on track with this and some of the other products, and I'm talking about that today. I'll go into the products more today. And next you know, 2 weeks, we kept putting oil on him. And in 2 weeks, we peeled all of that off of him like a leopard skin, right? All off his body. So what it means is you got to go to war. When you got a problem, you got to go to war with it. You can't dilly-dally with it. You got to go to war, get rid of it. Your intention to get rid of it, you go after it until it's gone. And we did that. He used the neem oil on the genitals, and he said within a week, it's like he was back to normal. And he started healing his intestines. Aches and pains started going away. And then about 3 months later, and this is the crazy thing, but it sounds crazy, but this is how we did things in the old days. You know, he felt the brick move inside of him, like it moved from one area to another. So he got a crazy idea. He said, you know what, if it's moving, let me help it move faster. So he had his girlfriend take some neem oil and put it from the back. He kind of turned upside down and he squared a whole bottle. And by the time he got up, that lock came out of him like. So the ability to heal and the information, the knowledge is actually within you. If you can tap into it, you'll be able to get more information than what I give you here. Because you got millions of years worth of information, knowledge, and even wisdom in your head. The internet is out here. There's a lot of things being given to you, a lot of information, but there's no knowledge. There's no wisdom in it at all. There's things being thrown at you from all different sides. You don't know what to believe, what not to believe. And then what we're not believing is our ancestors. We're not believing that they knew how to do things before we got here. If they were living to be 200 years old and longer, what do they know that we don't know? You know, so we kind of disconnected from that. And that's why the works that Dr. Dixon is doing, I applaud it highly, because even Sankofa last week I was at, that's what is that about? When you're looking for the bird looking back, is what? Towards your ancestors, towards your ancestors. You know, there's a lot of wisdom there. I mean, we've been around for what, millions of years? We must have figured something out. You know what I mean? We must have figured something out. They got science the last 500 years and they still ain't figured nothing out. You know, about 7, 8 years ago, I heard this study that you can't make brain cells. Now, a couple of years ago, they said, yeah, you can make brain cells. Then they said that trans fats is good for you 60 years ago. And now what are they doing? Taking trans fats out. And that's putting holes in your gut too. So we need to study these things a little bit more closely. You know, we need to look at it with a discerning eye and maybe even discriminating eye, because these are things designed not for us, yet we are eating them. We are dealing with them, and we're sick. I know people that stop eating meat, they go vegetarian and whatnot, and they're still sick. I know vegans that are trying to eat proper, and I'm not against anybody. What I'm saying is that you don't know where this food is coming from. Yeah. When you have something that is not made by God and you designed by God, there's a disconnect right there. It's time to bring it together. You know, this is where the destroying the wickedness, the birthright that I was talking about, comes into existence. And I was just driving past Denny's when I got here. You remember the time when they disrespected the couple in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, how do you destroy wickedness? You don't ever go there again. Now it's what? 10 years later, 5 years later, what do I see? A bunch of brothers and sisters standing in line, can't wait to get inside Denny's. $2, $4, $6, $8 meal. And there ain't no Happy Meal in there. You know, so that's creative destruction. You know, you are the creator's child. You can create and destroy, but you got something else you can do, which is known as creative destruction. And that means you can actually create and destroy at the same time. And these are the kind of things that we need to stop. What happened in Walmart? Same thing, right? Problem. What are they doing? Big line, double Cheetos and double Frankitos or whatever is coming out with. You know what I mean? This is not right, and this needs to be stopped. And now, anybody notice the time is going fast?
Yes.
Yes.
You know why that's happening?
Please tell me. I've been wondering.
Huh?
Please tell me. I've been wondering.
Okay. Because you have given it away. You're giving it away. Why? Because you don't ever stop. Right? Think about time. Tick, stop, top, stop, tick, stop, top, stop. So if you're not using the stop, somebody's stealing it from you. That's why, because you don't sit and meditate and reach into the gap and reclaim it.
You know what, Dr. Bombay, you are making so much sense, because and they were talking about this. We have lost that connection within ourselves. And this was a psychologist who was telling us how to start using your brain to bring back that top that you're talking about. And she said sometimes you just have to stop, and we won't stop. So this is the connection. This is what we got to do. She said, because we have the answers within inside of us, and we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I'm going to do my next lecture on this. Oh my God.
So when you meditate, you go into the gap.
Yes.
When you go into the gap, you have no walls. It's unlimited. You have unlimited access. Here you have limitations.
Mm-hmm.
You sit here, you can't walk through that wall, not unless you vibrate.
Right.
Yes, you can walk through the wall. Not only Superman, but you can do it too. Now, if you know you live to be 120 years old, like back in the days, and they have the confidence of knowing they're going to live that long, guess what? They went and learned the energy arts. So somebody would go up in the mountains, sit with the swamis and the gurus, and they would do rice water. They would do meditation. They would do this mantra 253 times a day, 253 days. And after the 253rd day, they stand up, say the mantra 3 times, put their foot up on the air and walk on it. But you got to take a year off. You got to give up everything. But you know you got 120 years, so you ain't got no problem giving up a year. Now you don't know when you're going to live to be 39, which is where Malcolm and Martin and everybody was killed, right? Che Guevara. Seems to be a crazy number. They don't want you to get to 40.
Right. Because 40 is time enough. It's time enough to learn, to evolve.
Right. And to be teachers, guides. That's right. You know? Yeah. So now we don't have time. So we watching everybody die around us. We see people ain't living long, they're sick. They've forgotten to connect with God. Because if you got a pain in your leg, you're thinking about the pain, you ain't thinking about God. Now, if you get rid of that pain, you can go back and focus on God. And with these kind of things going on, you feel like you're short-lived. You have no time. I'm going to die at 40. I know this. I had this diabetes 20 years now. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And if I don't listen to the doctor, what's going to happen? Because they're scaring the hell out of you. Literally scaring the hell out of you. I don't hate doctors. I don't hate anybody. I just hate the things you do. I love everybody. But if you do certain crazy things, you know, we're going to talk. I'll deal with that part of you, but not you as a human being, as a soul. You're loved. You're beloved. You know, so this is what I mean. Wickedness has to be stopped. And that wickedness is stealing your time. It's stealing your soul. It's stealing your vital force, your life energy. You know, people have no energy anymore. They're like, 6, 7 o'clock, come down. You know, I had a full day of work, you know, and then not cleaning up. You know, clean your body, clean your house. Clean your corners, get them energy flowing in your house. You know, we're trying to amass, and we're amassing all over. And it's not doing us any good. You know, so we have to meditate. You got to take some time out and meditate. It's going to be difficult, but it can be done. The proper way to meditate is, of course, to sit somewhere comfortable. Last time, I think one of the times that I was there, I had told people how to meditate to heal themselves also at the same time. The hardest thing to do now that we're just going on and on and on nonstop is to stop. And to do that, you got to sit down. And if you can't do it, just with your mind just like that, you know what? Do it with a mantra. Create a statement in your mind that you repeat over and over again so that everything else can go away. Does it feel good?
Yes.
And if you do that, you'll find that after a while, you can still the mind. Even if you can't stop it necessarily, but with the repetition of this mantra, your breathing will also pick up. You'll find yourself holding your breath. This is what pranayama is all about. You ever heard of pranayama, right? The square breath, the rectangle breath, triangle breath, all that stuff, right? You'll see yourself doing that. Don't even know how it happened. Because you did this, what we call a mantra, a repetition of something. You know, and when I was talking about the healing mantra, what was it? Om, O cells, perform your functions properly. I command you to do so. Om. And that's O, cells, perform your functions properly. I command you to do so. Why are you commanding them? Because you are what? God in your pineal gland. That's where you live. The rest of the body is an image of that God. It's God cell. That's what we call it, God cell. So you, God, in there are telling your body, I'm commanding you to do your job properly. Okay? That's where that mantra came together. So it's just sitting there, and when you do, you take your eyes and you look at your nose. So as you're looking at your nose, then you close your eyes. What is the significance of doing this? Anybody tell me? Huh?
A circuit? You put a circuit type of thing?
This is your pineal gland point on your thumbs.
To make it with self-control.
Yeah, so now you have 5 points. You have your pineal gland, the 2 at your feet. So when you sit down, you usually press that, press the other 2, and you sit. You see them sitting there like this? That's why. And then you look at your nose, and then close your eyes, and you keep looking at the nose even though your eyes is closed. This will take your eyes from being straight and wanting to run to be focused. Like you made it park. Okay, go to park. It's in park mode. And that will help you to focus.
I have a question.
Yes.
Like recently, I've been meditating a lot, and like for the last 3 sessions of my meditation, I've been seeing a vision of an eye, like the big eye, when I close my eyes, and I really don't know what the big eye means.
You're starting to connect, going deeper and deeper inside yourself. You're going to start seeing lights after a while. You're going to start to experience vibrations, different kind of things. If you are, you said you're reciting something, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you verbally recite it, you hear it. You hear the vibration. You hear my voice when I say it, right? So if I say Om, if you say that yourself, after a while, everything else tunes right out. You feel that vibration throughout your being. That's the key. Start feeling it throughout you when you say it loud. Then don't say it loud. Say it with your mind and try to feel that same vibration you did when you said it with your mouth. That's phase 2. Then after that, you're going to start experiencing things inside and be not afraid. You know, it's almost like you can leave this dimension and go to another one through that process. You remember Poltergeist?
Yeah.
You remember that the TV and then that hole and then all of a sudden it opened up? That's just, you're going to experience that internally. And when that happens and that hole opens, you can actually flip to the other side. Then, if you're able to feel your magnetism, you know, we have an aura, we have electromagnetic fields. Once you start tapping into that, then you can bend it, and next thing you know, your body will lift right off the ground.
Like right now, my body is dealing with the stress, like my stress and my tension. I can feel more of that.
Which is observation. The first law is observation. You start to observe what's going on with you. Now that your attention is on it, then what can you do? You can get rid of it. Because that's your intention now. Your intention is to get rid of it. And knowing who you are in the scheme of things, you can actually handle it better. You'll be able to handle the stress better. You know, but until you recognize something, you can't get rid of it. You know what I mean? Once you recognize it, you can get rid of anything. Anything. Seek and you shall find. Find the things that will help you now that you recognize what it is. So instead of just blatantly searching for things, like what they do on the internet now, you're a little bit more focused now. Right? So you're going in there and getting what you need and leaving the rest behind. Because too much of that is not good for you either. So take the time, meditate, and let that, matter of fact, I'll tell you what. I'm going to teach you this air exercise. Everybody game?
Yes.
Okay. You're not only, you're going to feel like the presence here, and energy center here increasing, but you'll also lose some weight too. And you can build abs this way too if you like. So when you're sitting on the ground, put your back straight. And what you do is you breathe in slowly. You don't use your mouth in the breathing process. Breathing it in, you're going to breathe in through your nose. And measure. Measured means equal amount until you're full. So you fill it up. As you fill it up, you feel it like, okay, that's it. I can't take any more air. Then what you do is you visualize from your feet coming up through your body, the tension, the negativeness, the things that people said to you. People have made you mad or whatever, angry. It's inside you from yesterday, the day before, whatever. You bring it up visually. You bring it together as your breath is completing. Hold it, and then through your nose, blow it out hard, like a turbo, as hard as you can, and squeeze your stomach towards your spine. When it's all out, then the same amount you measured, you breathe it in again. And once again, as you near the filling of the air, now you visualize again, take more negative stuff and visualize it coming up. As it's coming up and as you're filling up with air, blow it out hard. And then do it again. And after a while, you're going to feel something here. You're going to feel an energy center here, and you're going to feel calm as you can be. Your anxiety, everything will go away. And you feel much, much better. And what you're also doing at this point is you're squeezing your organs, because as you push the air out, your stomach is going in, you're squeezing what? All the organs. You're squeezing out the old air in your organs and you're replacing with new air. And as you're breathing it in, you can also visualize that you're breathing in life's particles, the prana energy as they call it, the chi as they call it. Imagine you're breathing in the essence of life through your nose. That's going to take it to a whole different level. Right in there. Okay. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay. Now, a lot of times I'll do that while I'm at a car, I'm at a red light or whatever. You can, once you get it down on the ground, you can do it anywhere and benefit yourself with it. So sometimes if I'm feeling, and also, by the way, it expels things out of your chest. So you can breathe easier. It'll open up your lungs. It'll calm your heart rate down. It'll get rid of any kind of anxieties and various other things that you may be going through. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna move on to the herbs. Huh? Five seconds. Okay, what I'd like to do is, instead of me reading it, I'd like you guys to read it, and then I can talk more about it. Okay? Is that okay? I'll tell you what, why don't you start off? Don't go for the these three. They're not in the picture. Start with this. Huh? Yeah, you can do both. Right? You want to sit up here? Right. See, we up here, they're all sitting down. See that?
Haritaki, fruit from the tree of life, suggests put 7 fruit in glass bottle that has a big top, like Sobe or Lipton. Fill bottle with water. The fruit will get soft and expand in water and purify any type of water. Drink and refill bottle multiple times throughout the day. Drink and eat, drink and eat, drink and eat the fruit throughout the day. Eat at least 1 fruit a day. It removes obstructions from channels and pathways of body.
Okay, now think about that. That has to do with what? Your energy channels. You know, in your body is a circulation system for energy. is through your meridians and channels. Because when you get a massage, when you go for a surgery and whatnot, what's the main goal? Open up the channels and meridians so energy can flow, right? When energy is flowing, energy is going to heal your physical, emotional, spiritual, and your mental bodies, all of them. And you know you have energy because you're creating heat. You got 98.6 degrees coming out all the time. You're maintaining that temperature, right? If energy wasn't circulating, you wouldn't be able to do that. So why is this food important? Because it's going to open your channels and unblock everything. Because everything else you've been doing so far is creating blockage inside you.
2, promotes fearlessness.
Now that's a very interesting concept. The most fearless. Isn't that interesting?
That's what.
Promotes fearlessness.
Because who are you? You're God's child, right? God too in itself, right?
Yep.
Is God supposed to be fearing things or afraid of things? You know, green alert, red alert, orange alert? No. No, I don't need plastic and tape, you know, in my house. You can keep your emergency kit. My emergency kit has Haritaki in it and neem oil in it. Plenty of it. And you can throw whatever you want to throw at me as long as I know myself, as long as I utilize these things. I'm not afraid. Because I know my father put this tree here, it's got a fruit, got another tree here, it's got a fruit, and I'm utilizing both of those, and I'm not afraid of whatever you come up with. This is the confidence of God. You know, when people say, oh, God, can you really get rid of this? Can you cure my diabetes? Nope. I don't do any curing. You want to be cured, you go to a doctor. You want to be made whole, you come see us. You want to chase the doctors for that cure? By all means. And I know, I didn't know any English when I came in. When I first looked at the word cure, I was shocked. I was like, what? When you kill a cow, you take the hide, you put oils on it, you cure it. If you're dead, you ain't got no diabetes, no cancer, no AIDS, no nothing. Curing. You can get cured all you want. Okay. So, fearlessness, that's who we are. Pass it around. Anybody want to spray their eyes? Now, that's the fruit. Same fruit Haritaki juice that's in a bottle that you can use to spray your eyes with, get rid of cataracts, glaucoma, all kind of eye conditions. And it was my best friend today because I needed all the drive up here. Every 10, 15, 20 minutes, I spray my eyes and mucus is coming out. And as Dr. Dixon was saying, you'll start seeing it in the well of your eye.
Is this the same stuff that they spray your eyes and they check your eyes and that yellow stuff is coming out?
Doctors don't use this.
Don't you know what I'm talking about?
This is the fruit.
Everybody know what I'm talking about? It's your
It's the
eyes
same
checked.
fruit.
It's the stuff that they spray your eyes. And then, like, after they check your eyes and you go wipe your eyes, and all this yellow mucus coming out. I read it, that's how I know I need that.
Oh.
Don't even pay attention.
Ah, you can jump. Huh? So, let's to the next one.
3, Nirvana tonic promotes brain functioning and intelligence.
Okay, now there's what it means in nervine tonic because we are a bundle of nerves. So when you eat this fruit, that's when you become fearless, is because your nerves are calmed down so you can recognize who you really are. This fruit will open up your heart chakra. It's not too many things, too many other products you can say that open up a heart chakra. Again, this is the only fruit that I know of will open up your heart chakra. You got your heart chakra open now and your energy's flowing, and guess what? You're on your way to becoming whole.
4, preserves vital force in body.
That's very important. Remember I was talking about distilling time and distilling your vital force, your energies. Okay, that's why people don't have energy. They're not living long lives. You know, people are looking older, younger. You know, and this will help revitalize it, give you an energy force back. You've been on the product for what, a week?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
As I say, when I was going up my brushing, they live on the third floor, and I just run up here. I just run up the 3 stairs.
Yeah.
Easy. It's a real energy instant.
I met the brothers at the Sankofa last week. So,
and there's no doubt about my digestion system. Yeah, I feel better, you know.
yeah. And he's a healthy person to be on.
Already, yeah. Because
So now it's taking to another level. And that's why I said digestion is very, very important. The whole basis of life is through your digestion. And if you give it the right nourishment, I assure you will not be sick. I don't get sick. Ask anybody. They never known me to be sick. When you had the stomach problem and you kept going at it, boom, resolved, right? It won't take that long. It's because that's through your digestion.
Number 5, promotes longevity and youthfulness. 6, rejuvenating. 7, relieves and corrects gastrointestinal ailments. 8, detoxifies body. 9, aids in elimination and colon health. 10, strengthens sense organs. 11, treats internal and external diseases of eye. 12, nourishes all tissues. 13, nourishes the heart, liver, spleen. Improves memory, improves urinary health. Normalizes excess body fat. Corrects flatulence. Flatulence, I can never say that word. Nourishes blood.
And that's just a few of the things it does. These are the main points that I put there so that people get on the right track of really understanding what it is that's being put to them. And decalcify your pineal gland, decalcify your whole body. If you got arthritis, it should start pulling the excess calcium from between the joints. It'll help you resynthesize calcium better into the body. It'll help you synthesize protein into the body. It'll make your digestion so strong that you'll be able to digest a Twinkie.
A whole
Twinkie. A whole box of Twinkies. Because if they ain't nothing nourishing in there, it's doing what? It's coming out. They use a blowtorch, they can't even cut a Twinkie. But your stomach can digest the Twinkie. If you have the right nourishment for it. You know, vitamins, they're processed, don't use them. Doctors come back with what, B6, now B12, all Yahoo Health keep slamming with all this, the new vitamin 12, and now this vitamin D. What the are you talking about? Don't make no sense. So that means I'm standing in the sun and I'm making vitamin D. Wait a minute, so you're telling me I can make a vitamin? If I can make vitamin D, can I make vitamin K, C, F, G, H, whatever? So why would you want to put something in your body that you can already manufacture? Remember I said this is a manufacturing facility. This is also a distillery. So your body will balance itself to what is needed if you give it the right nourishment. Okay? They say your skin is 5.5, your eyes, hair is 5.5, your blood is over 7. pH, right? So my pH. So yes, you drink alkaline water, yes, it'll help. But the goal is not to make your skin 7.3, 7.5. It's to let it stay the way it's supposed to be. It's created like that for a reason. You know what I mean? So we have to look at what is being told to us and really understand what's going on. There's a lot of information, like I said, is being thrown at you. and you gotta be able to sift through it and make sure that it's not nonsense. Google. No, not Jujubi and all that. The Google on it.
See, I was about to read that because I think that might be.
Oh yeah, please. It's important.
If one is a heavy alcoholic, it is suggested not to utilize Haritaki. Amalaki is suggested instead, since Haritaki is heating, whereas Amalaki is cooling.
And that's because if you're an alcoholic, and we're not judging you, if you're alcoholic and you just spontaneously combusting, you got a problem. You need something to cool that fire down. And the Haritaki will not do that because it is your digestive fire. Your Haritaki is your digestive fire. So it's going to heat you up.
Googling helps balance overall cholesterol in the body, increases fat metabolism, removes excess fat fluids in Emma's byproduct of increased digestion in the body, purifies blood and detoxifies and healthy tissue, rejuvenating properties, penetrates deep into tissues, increases cellular fire, soothes inflamed joints and muscles. It's an anti-inflammatory. It is useful in diabetic conditions and
Endometriosis.
Endometriosis. That's a key thing.
Huh?
Yes, what was endometriosis?
It's a disease. Women have that disease. It has something to do with the uterus and whatnot. There's a certain lining. It's almost like scaly skin kind of lining, and it doesn't allow you to make babies. I don't know if you remember Lamar Odom's girlfriend Flo. She had that problem.
Khloe Kardashian.
Khloe Kardashian. So, yeah. Now, you're starting to see a picture here. Google, in America, they have been trying to break this resin down for what they call Google lipids, for cholesterol and all these various medications. So they're trying to extract some portions of that to give that to you in a medicine form, when naturally you can get it, and it's directly from the tree. And we also call it a fat destroyer. So when she was saying that it removes ama from the digestion, that means what? Your regular digestion is going on, and then if some toxins and things start to happen to release out of your digestion, then guess what? This is going to go in there and grab it. And then things that are happening inside your joints and whatnot, this is going to go and clear those up, including uric acid, which I didn't even put on there. And your cholesterol levels and whatnot will be balanced because it's a balancing act. Your body will know how to balance it without knocking one down further than the other and causing you other complications. Turn the page over.
Lord.
Deloy. When you cut a fresh spring of Deloy from the tree and hang it from a cord in the air, it will continue to grow without any visible means of support. Gathering its life energy from the 5 elements in its environment, this makes it very valuable for its ability to bring life into the body. For this reason, it is sometimes called the Amrita, the Sanskrit word for topic. That's for cleaning microcirculatory channels and other channels, removes
Endogenous and
exogenous toxins from the internal and external sources, clears brain toxins and that hinder mental activity. Direct Vidhaya, resign effect, enhances various aspects of the mind power, balances and purifies fat tissues, aids various aspects of metabolism, digestion, and assimilation.
aids the proper formation of all the bodily tissues, balance liver function, and promotes proper assimilation. It also aids in purification of the urinary tract by balancing lubrication and downward energy of the body. It aids in intercellular communication, supportation, nourish mind-body connections, creates balance and constitution, directly nourishes care, and enhances overall immune function.
This is the herb of immortality. This herb stands out also as a top herb in our ancient books. It is part of the plant kingdom, but yet it's given its own kind of, respect. If you're talking about being able to detoxify on a intracellular level, that means inside your cells, like going behind the mitochondria, cleaning out around the mitochondria, for example, this will do it. Nothing goes as deep as this on the planet. Now, people that have been on dialysis, they have been working, once again, you start with the food and everything, and they can use that and they can reinvigorate their kidneys. Just recently, Pastor Melvin White, he has a prayer chain of faith call. Every Thursday, Friday, they get on the call and, they're praising God and everything else. He had this company called Soul and all these other people that approached him because of who he is and the number of people that he reaches in his network. But they couldn't get rid of his diabetes, his blood pressure. He's on dialysis. He's had diabetes and high blood pressure for over 30 years. 30 years. And he started with this. He went to war, and less than 5 weeks, the doctors got him off his diabetes and blood pressure medication. Now when he goes to dialysis, his body is fighting it, is telling him, I don't need that. His kidney level was down to 10%. And in 5 weeks, it's above 30% already. So this is some of the things that we employed. A lot of people ask me, well, what do I just take? I mean, if you're going towards something, read. If you go to the website, read about the products. There's not I don't write a lot. I write, basically what I do is like bullet points so that it'll activate something in your DNA. When your DNA pops, your head's gonna go like the room just lit up. That's your DNA popping. And my goal is to put it in a way that it's something in there is gonna say something and going boom. So you see the wisdom of your spirit will start telling you, hey, I need that. You're your best doctor. And if you can't get me, you can always get me. Then, study, research. Some people also, what they're doing is they start keeping with the basics, and like every month they'll order something else to complement what they're doing so that they get like a full round robin going on, and keep changing it up. And they're able to get the benefits of all the herbs without having to just amass all of it all at one time. Because as long as you got the digestion going, the main food going on, you can then start complementing it with other things. I'm not going to go through. Yeah. If you ate it directly off the tree, that's throw up bitter. But when it's dried and you're drinking the juice, first of all, let me just explain also for some of you that keep asking the question. Always wash your fruits before you use any fruit, including the Haritaki. Because we also don't know what they might do along the way. If they're trying to stop us from progressing, they're going to try all kinds of things. So I'm not saying they're doing something or not. I'm just suggesting that if they can lace Tylenol, they can lace anything.
Yes.
So it's always a good idea to clean and wash the things you're going to utilize, especially fruits and vegetables. So once you do that, you take about 7 to 10. Now, if you are looking to go to war, put 15. If you're really, really gonna walk, put the whole bag. Huh? Just take it in between your hands, a couple of them at a time, and just run it under water. As they agitate against each other, they'll remove stuff. Now,
God gave them to me.
that's the confidence of God. You know?
Yeah, okay.
That's a beautiful thing. So this fruit, you know, by utilizing it this way, there's three things that are happening. One is that you're getting the water component. You know, 90% of the people that end up in the hospital, they're what? They're dehydrated. They have to hydrate them. So you're getting a dose of water. Now, some people have even commented that now they feel more thirsty. All of a sudden, their body's saying, wait a minute, where's the water at? Bring it on. And the juice, remember I told you, is as nourishing as a mother's milk. So you're getting the nourishment. First thing in the morning, if you're doing this, you're really doing yourself a favor. Because your body is dehydrated all night, and your body looks for nourishment. First thing in the morning, you're giving it the best nourishment on the planet.
What kind of fruit is that?
That's the Haritaki fruit. Now, as you can see in here, it started to swell up. It's gotten bigger than what it is. It's in a dry format, and it looks like dried nuts. And when it swells up, that's why you want to have a wide top bottle so that it'll come out. Otherwise, it'll be stuck in there. Everything that you see floating in here is coming out of that fruit. That's the pulp. Now they're going back to pulp. Before they gave you all that clean apple juice and everything, you know, look like urine sample. But now there's stuff floating around because now they got prunes, right? With pulp, they got everything. Orange juice with pulp, everything's got pulp in it now. Isn't that amazing? And that was right after we were talking about how pulp is important to you. Yeah. So now so they're doing it. And remember, I remember when I first started telling people about the neem oil. Remember we put it in the nose and everything, right? But in the beginning, everybody was like so offended. They're like, Dr. Bombay, why don't you use a Q-tip? I'm like, okay. So I started using a Q-tip. I first started showing people, take a Q-tip, you know, and put it in your nostrils and everything, right? Next thing you know, they came out with a Q-tip with this medicine on it to do the same thing. Right after I started talking about it. So then I said, hey, let's go back to the basics.
Right.
To the beginning, this is who you are. So I'm not going to bow down to your nonsense. We're going to go back to the beginning. You don't like it, go with them. Because I can't save everybody. I can do the best I can, but you have to help yourself. I can only guide you. So, as she was saying, it's bitter. So by keep constantly drinking the juice, it's at a stage where it's reached its height of where the color is. If I keep adding water to it, it's going to start getting lighter again. Yeah. Right? That means most of the bitterness is out of the fruit. Okay. Now, it's like an olive, there's a pit in the middle. Like a plum, there's a pit. It's a fruit, right? So fruit has what? A seed in the middle. And so does this. And it's hard. Now, I've bitten it with my teeth and broken it, but some people have broken their teeth trying to do this. So I don't suggest you do that. I've even swallowed the seed, and I didn't see it in the toilet the next day, but I don't suggest that either. I don't want to get sued for being choked or whatever. So eat around it. The best way to do it is just, you know, peel it off. You can even just grab it, put a line around the middle, and just peel off the seed. You can either put it directly in your mouth and squeeze the juice down with one side. Don't put it on both sides of your mouth, otherwise you're going to be walking around like this. Okay? So put it on one side of your mouth and have a glass of water, a regular glass of water at your disposal when you're doing it. And as you squeeze the bitterness out, then chew on it, and it's going to taste like tree bark. It's going to taste like a tree almost. And you keep biting it, and then if you can't take the bitterness at that point, as soon as you bite into it, you can follow it up with water. That initial bitterness is important for your health. It's important for your essence, for your being, because it'll wake up your spirit. It'll wake your spirit up. If you don't know what bitter is the most defining moment of your life. When you bite into it, something, that's where the concept I brought of becoming fearlessness, that's what it does. It is important, so that's why I tell people, I know you can't stand it, but try to get that first bitterness down and drink water behind it, it'll turn sweet immediately.
Excuse me, where do we find those food at?
What's the name of this place?
Oh, it's here?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
There we are. Okay. So eat the fruit. Try to eat at least one fruit a day. Eat first thing in the morning, and it'll strengthen. Then so you go out before you have to go out. It's something, and you're gonna go to the bathroom, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I only spent 2 seconds up here." It's gonna come out fast. Is it faster now? Easier, but more in control. Yeah. I don't waste half an hour in the bathroom like some people. You know, it's gonna come out fast, and it's gonna really clean you out. So that's why I say you start drinking in the morning, start eating that food in the morning, and stuff is gonna start coming out. You don't have to wear diapers. That's not the intention here. Now, initially, you're going to go through a corrective response in the body. That means your body is going to do what? It's going to start correcting things because now it's finally found the thing that's going to really help it correct itself. You call it a corrective response, or you can call it an exorcism. Same process. Because as you do this, you will start to correct things. If there's something inside of you that needs to come out, it's going to manifest, and then it's gone. And if you maintain yourself, then you'll never have that problem again. So this is the divine health plan. This and the neem oil. Anybody here never did the neem oil demonstration? You never did it? No, you never did it? Okay. Shall we do that? Yeah. And then I'll let you talk about these.
Hola, yo pensé
Left hand.
Pick up your glasses, please. Get your hands empty. Hold the oil cup a little bit more, and I'll tell you what to do in a second. Don't rub it at it. Wait for my instructions.
No. Oh, the Haritaki can't be used if you're pregnant, like you're saying, and the neem oil definitely can't be used when you're pregnant. Who else?
For pregnancy, I'm alive. Yes, on the back.
Now wait for my instructions. Wait for my instructions. These instructions are coming from ancients.
I'm a clean.
Your right pinky. This is your antenna to God. In Mudra sign, this is your antenna beside your hair. Take your right pinky, dip it in the oil like a paintbrush, coat the inside of your nose, and then snort it up so that it sprays inside your sinuses. Dip it again. Do the other side. Now, anybody here in pain? do it twice. Anybody with asthma, sinus issues, do it twice. Dip it again and do it again if you have those problems. Take your glass up. All right, do your ears. This will prevent brain tumors from cell phones. It'll open up your hearing. The wax will come out on its own. Rub your hands together. Get the back of your hands. If your fingers, if you have issues with your fingers, stiffness, tightness, whatever, massage it a little bit. Get your wrists. These are your movement joints. You want to lubricate them so they stay lubricated like a car. Now, shea butter, cocoa butter, got nothing on this. Put it all over your face. Yes. Yeah. Get stuff out. There you go. Love yourself. Get in around your ears. Preocular points, right? Reflexology. Points. Well, like food. That's the crazy part. It doesn't have a definitive smell. Everybody says it smells different.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Sesame oil smell like sesame oil. It smell like different because it opens up your smelling buds. You get to smell again if you never did before.
It's the first time I smell like garlic.
Garlic too, which is good. That's why you want to make sure it's around your neck so the vampire don't come out. All right. Now this is the important part. Rub your hands. Get them nice and hot, warm. You're gonna breathe through your nose only. Cup your nose in your mouth and breathe slowly through your nose, deep into your lungs. You can do it pranayama style. Measure if you want, and let out slowly. Do it again. Close your eyes and with your mind, send it to wherever your problem is. Send it to the bottom of your feet. Visualize it going down there. Visualize it going to your knees, your back, wherever there's aches and pains in your body. If your liver's a problem, think about it. Send it to the liver. Talking to you. Be back. Be back. Yeah, it's okay. So you might, if you're in a house of mold and whatnot, you won't get hurt. You'll save you. And that's why the gentleman in Atlanta, I had him do this constantly until we sprayed the house down and got rid of the mold. So that is the process of anointing. Anoint your head, anoint your feet. That's why the fruit and the oil is the divine health plant. With these two, you'll be okay. Pregnant women cannot use either one of the products. Also, people that have an organ transplant cannot use the oil. They can use Haritaki. The giloy that we were talking about, remember earlier? Well, that herb, what it does is it helps your body talk to somebody else's organs, coordinate, communicate with it, stitches the nerves back together, and then it's yours after a while. So you don't have to be immune suppressed all your life, right? Now, if you have children, you can take some of the. Do that, they can go to daycare and they won't come back sick. Just a little bit like that. And it'll calm them down. ADHD problem gone. They'll be doing their homework. Right, everybody, work at home. That's my good friend over here. Okay, any questions on that? Now you can also put a drop in your toothpaste, brush your teeth with it, get rid of gingivitis, plaque, gum disease, if you do it on a regular basis, you whiten your teeth better than any whiteners that are out there. You can also get rid of mosquitoes and roaches and all that stuff around your house too. Bed bugs.
I just wanted to say a quick story. So I had put it on, like we'll say I put it on last night. I took a shower that morning, and I didn't put it on again. And her and I had been like hiking in the woods, and all day she was spraying off, like all day. I didn't have any off, and I didn't have any bugs like biting, and that was after me washing it off. So it really does work. It is an insect repellent.
I have to spray my eyes too. It's great. It's bright also. You tried it yet?
I did, but I think my eyes is closed and I'm spraying.
That's the key to the purpose.
She said that it's a good insect repellent.
Yes. Mosquitoes stay away.
I use it with lotion. I like put lotion in a couple drops and put it on my body.
Right. You can mix it with anything.
Like the night
But it's strong. It's real strong.
Yeah. Now, if you get a one of those quart-sized spray bottles like Fantastic or something, they're 32 ounces usually. You take 1/4 of that bottle, put it in there, take about 7, 8, 10 drops of palmolive joy, whatever you have in the sink, and mix it until it's a white liquid. You know, milky, unless you're using 11.5 pH water. You don't need to because it'll emulsify. There you go. And then add water and start spraying it all over the house, anywhere where there's water, like plumbing and everything. But the pets, they want water too. And you can actually have food on the floor and spray it down, and the roaches come eat it, and then they go home and die. And bed bugs too. If you beat up your bed, vacuum it, let it soak down real good. Spray it down, let it dry out. Put a little talcum powder on it, and put a bed sheet. You're good to go. You may want to do it a couple times to make sure that you definitely get them all out. You don't have to throw away your mattress or anything.
Basis for why it would feel.
It has azathioprine in it. It has a compound called azathioprine in it, and now they're using it for just that. We've been using it for a long, long time. And by the way, if you were to spray that, and let's say the air conditioner broke down, you started spraying around here, it'll cool the temperature in here by 30 degrees.
I mean, the fragrance smells similar to a pesticide package. So it's mostly magical. Similar to that.
It has what they call leminoids. A lot of citronella has leminoids in it too. This has the highest concentration. Okay. A couple of ways you can utilize the fruit and the oil. I talked about it last time when I was with Dr. Dixon. If you have thyroid issues, take the oil, put it in honey, swallow it. Put iodine in your thyroid, you'll be balanced. Women with fibroids, HPV, herpes, whatever, get a douche kit. When it's dark like this, put it in the kit, put about 30 drops or so of the oil, and then douche with it. Okay? Men and women with polyps, men with prostate issues, if you got a enlarged prostate or even cancer, prostate cancer, get a douche kit. They're like $20 or so, I think, at the drugstore. And they run anywhere from like 3 quarts to higher amounts, 1.5. Fill it up, the bag, put about 30, 40 drops of the oil in it, and douche. I mean, enema, do an enema with it. The polyps will come right out. And your prostate will be reduced in an hour. And they'll kill cancer. Between the two of them, they'll destroy cancer. It may not happen killing all the cancer in one shot, but if you keep doing at least every week, you'll get rid of that prostate problem maybe in a month. Totally reduced. And no cancer in it. Okay, any questions about that? Yes, sir.
What about cases of glaucoma?
Huh?
Glaucoma, does it affect that?
Yeah, you glaucoma. The same juice. I suggest the spray bottle because it's oversprays your face. You look younger too. The skin will eat it up. It's open your eyes, just keep spraying. Now, if you have glaucoma, you want to go to war. That means you want to spray every half hour. Keep this in your pocket, and as soon as it dries up, spray it again. Maybe in about 2, 3, 4 days, you're gonna wake up, your eyes will be shut because all that mucus has come out and hardened. Just grab it and spray your closed eyes, and it'll melt it off the eyebrows so you don't break any eyebrows. And after that, you'll be able to see clearly. But that's what glaucoma is mucus. Cataracts is hardened mucus. That's all it is. This will break it apart. And you start seeing like this white stuff in your eyes, like you had a cold or something. On my way here, twice I had that pop in my eye. Because last week I ate a lot of gluttonous stuff. I had no choice. I was hanging out with some people that like pizza and all kind of stuff, and I like it too. So I was able to get it out. So that's that. Now there's just a few other products I wanted to mention. One is a paste. It's called Chyawanprash.
Yes. Chyawanprash is named after a great sage called Chawan, who had became very old, but once dwarf, became young and strong by taking this preparation. According to the legend, Chawan married a very young and beautiful princess, but he soon realized that he would become a burden to her and sought help for the celestial physician. They worked on an herbal preparation that made him young and strong again. Hence the herbal preparation for Chyawanprash. Strengthens the immune system and expedites healing. Strengthens the digestion, absorption, and assimilation of food, balances stomach acids, helps in smooth functioning of the heart, nourishes brain cells, supports nervous system, enhances coordination, and increases memory power. It promotes smooth function of lungs and gives new energy to respiratory system. It helps purify blood and invigorate the liver and eliminate toxins. It helps the downward flow of energy in the body and eases constipation. It eliminates waste in the body without overworking the urinary system. Improves skin complexion, glow, and fights dermal bacterial infection. It also promotes hair growth and absorption of calcium, resulting in strong teeth and bones. It is especially good for relieving cough and asthma. It acts against the aging process and maintains youthfulness. It enhances fertility, keeps menstruation and regular. It helps to overcome difficulties in conception. Improves muscle tone by enhancing protein synthesis and vitamin.
Okay. Now it's a combination of over 40 different herbs. And the goal here is to balance all your different systems, your digestive system, memory system, pulmonary system, reproductive system, and so on and so forth. And it makes the organs useful. That means they're becoming more efficient. Remember, every 3 to 5 years, a lot of people, different people say different time frames, but your cells actually die and they're reborn, they're replaced. And so you might say a person is a new person every 3 years, but if they're not getting the right nourishment, they're going to be what? Older and sicker, as compared to those that are given the right nourishment, going to be younger and healthier. You know, within 9 years or 3 generations, if you keep at it, you can become resistant to disease. You know, it's a process. I grew up in India. This was in our backyard. We ate it every day. I dealt with it every day. My grandfather made us get it in the morning. Everybody sat down and had it. Throughout the day, we had the power forms of some of these herbs in our foods. Now there's a big thing about what? What's that? That yellow herb, turmeric.
Yeah.
Turmeric. All of a sudden, Dr. Oz don't cook for us. You know, turmeric. You know, that's what gave the yellow in our curries.
Well, how else do you eat fruit? were saying that in the mornings you guys would eat the fruit.
Yeah,
How
I mean,
would
right
you
off the
eat?
tree.
Oh,
Right off the tree. But we also did was we would take the dry fruit and put it in syrup, like a syrup, and it would soak through it, and it would swell up also, and it was sweet. There was no bitterness into it then, so we did it that way too, and it became edible. It was like that was our candy, because we didn't when we were growing up. For our birthday, we only got like one little Cadbury like this. That was a treat. Then you have to split it with your brothers. So that was our candy. The sweet things like that, we enjoyed from the fruits. But they were really, when they were sweet, they were sweet. I mean, the fruits here, they got no taste. It's incredible. I mean, I went back in 2008. There's still natural, fruits there. And we've been juicing before they've been juicing. Before it became big here, we were juicing anyway. Sugarcane juice. That's, they were running things, back then we were making juice. And we didn't have all these electrical appliances to make it. We were doing it by hand. So really squeezing the juice out of it. And when you drank that juice, I'm telling you, it was like, wow. And you felt good. You felt whole.
Are there hard fruits available with actual juice in it? Is that it has juice in it?
Yeah, well, when it's on the tree like this.
Is there any attempt to grow it?
We're looking into that. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have something on it. And maybe by the end of the year, I'll be able to get the full accumulation of seeds for the original foods that we had. I'm working on that now. So, turmeric. Throughout the day, we had turmeric. We had amalaki tree on the other side of the house. I used to run over the bamboo and, I used to chase after because that was where my younger grandmother, I guess you call it younger grandmother, my grandmother and then the younger, and they were like evil. Like we used to go around to run and grab and run like those guys picking up tennis balls with the tennis courts. But we ate it like that. And let me tell you something, Americans just don't get it. I mean, it was bitter in the beginning and it would be sweet in the end. Similarly, so we were looking for that sweetness. We were trying to get to that sweetness by going through the bitterness until we got there. And when you walked around the whole day, you're breathing and you just smack your lips, you're drinking water, it was all sweet all day long. Because the back of your tongue stayed sweet all day. It was clean. Your teeth and gums, they were good. You went to the backyard, go get a neem strip and just be biting on that thing and brushing our teeth. Like the African chewing sticks, same thing. And I'm telling you, people back then, they weren't drinking they were drinking well water in the village. Elders, old people were running around doing things. They weren't just sitting around with arthritis and all this kind of thing. They weren't big and fat and bony, but they had more life in them than people I see here. They were running around doing what they had to do. They weren't, you gotta be bulky. You have to be bulky, you have to be toned. If you want to,
Well water is spring water.
Well water is well water from the well. Spring is from a spring. One is underneath the ground, like an aquifer. The other one's going through the mountains and whatnot, gaining other minerals and whatnot. We grew up with well water.
What do you use as like a natural reference? Like instead of, because the gums has the aspartame in it. So what do you use other than the natural gums? The natural gums really don't really work.
Yeah. No, what I do is a lot of times food, I keep the seed and I just leave it in my mouth and I just consume it. So it strengthens your teeth because people here are not used to biting on hard things. That's also, as you're growing up, you do that, you'll strengthen your teeth and gums. Now, throw that out. If it's soft, gummy, and sweet, you take it. I'm sure you get it. All I do is that. If I take my 3-2-1 oil and I'm done, then it's pressing my mouth too. or some neem.
I was gonna see either or for you.
Yeah, or drink some juice. That'll do. Next. No more questions, right? We move on.
Bitter, bitter in taste, regular use and invigorating heat. One is a blood purifier, activates the liver and spleen, is highly beneficial, purgative, digestive, anti-inflammatory, and anti-inflammatory. Helps in arthritis and just clears urine and uric acid buildup easily. It's useful in skin diseases, breast cancer cells. It can be very helpful in infections such as HIV.
Bitter melon, bitter gourd, chlorella. These are the best. And this is the top general. So when you see how many different things it's doing, so if you start with this and you add that component, if you are a diabetic, you got breast, guess what? With that, you can knock it out. And along with the neem guard too. But that is a Dr. Leela Africa. Anybody heard of him?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He loves this. He loves the melon. I think he bought that in one of his books. It's a very powerful herb. It's bitter, but one is she would cut it and she would use cayenne and all kind of peppers in there. So when you got bitter and you got spice, it tastes sweet. Or sweet enough to eat. And it's got seeds in there, so we always chewing on these seeds. So seeds build your teeth and gums too. You're exercising the strength, the pressure, and everything. You're gonna feel it different. You're gonna feel strong teeth after a while.
Gymnema is known for the sugar destroyer, which you have a remarkable property of paralyzing taste glands for a few hours against sweet and bitter taste.
Let me just stop you there for a second. America, sweetness, right? Now, pick the stuff up, right? Well, guess what? Here's a natural top general in the plant kingdom that when you take it, it paralyzes your taste. You know, everybody got, you got like 10,000 taste buds in your tongue. Taste bud has 6 tastes on it: bitter, pungent, astringent, sweet, sour, salt. These are the 6 tastes on the taste bud. What this does is it paralyzes the sweet and the bitter taste. So when you pick up something sweet, nasty, and then you're going to want to put it down. So what it's helping you do is to break your habit, to help people break their habit.
Improves blood glucose balance. Helps to regenerate pancreatic beta cells. Eric cooling alternative, anti-inflammatory,
Look up the words.
improves serum cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Useful to heal eye complaints. Brain sensation, illness, bronchitis, ulcers, asthma, and the like. Useful in allergies, anemia. Useful in urinary tract infections, and useful in weight management.
All of that and more in one herb. Isn't that amazing? So if you are diabetic and you have a sweet tooth, what are you going to do? The fruit, the oil, and the gymnema. If you have urinary tract infection, it'll be gone. And it helps maintain weight, because diabetes is associated with what? Weight. Awesome. So it's doing all these things because it's removing those symptoms around that condition simultaneously, all of it at once.
Name God. Also, cancer, tumors, growths, and fibroids, HIV and AIDS, parasites, viruses, fungus, and molds, serious skin problems, leprosy, dirty blood infections, detoxification, rejuvenation at very deep levels, rejuvenation of the skin and hair, rejuvenation of the immune system, very useful in diabetes and pancreatic conditions, and it also makes effects on the liver and smooth liver. That's the regenerator. What's the name?
The neem guard. The neem guard. This is the oil. This is made from the seed. The neem guard is made from the leaves and the barks, and it has Haritaki in it, Bibitaki, and Amalaki in it also, and it has Giloid, the other herb. We talk about the herb of immortality. That's a capsule. So all of those are put together in one capsule. And I did that so that people can enjoy all of those three things to fight all these problems. I'm also going to be putting out some neem tablets. They're going to be real small. So those people that are dealing with cancer, AIDS, and various other issues, immune system problems and whatnot, they can boost the system even more by taking these little tablets, very easy to swallow. Okay. Any questions? Anybody?
She's green. Is it on the website?
Yes, it's also on the website. And the paper I gave you has the website on it in the front. Also, my number's on there too. So if anybody has any questions, any specific questions or concerns, you can call me. I'm not going to charge you for consultation or whatever. You can always reach me. If I don't call you back right away because I'm on the phone, trying to help somebody else. Can I get some?
Somebody talking to you.
Can I get some? Oh, good man. Is it good? It's good, right? It's good. What a great job. Sharing, you can. Anybody else have any other questions? Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
would you say that like aloe vera, gel?
No. I'm talking about doctor's medication.
Okay.
If your doctor's medication is a blood thinner, don't use it. Because it'll naturally thin out your blood too, because it's going to clean out your blood too. Now, you had a question about glycemic control? True. You talk about glycemic control? Yeah. Okay. If you are a diabetic, do not take your diabetes medication and the capsules, any capsule form that's helping the diabetes at the same time, because the sugar levels are going to drop tremendously. That causes hyperglycemia. You could drink the juice all day and night with any medication, but you can't eat the fruit at the same time you do your diabetic medication. So the food will have the same effect. Any other questions?
So just take it at a different time, like
2 hours away.
2 hours before.
Thank you. You finished? You got something to say? You want to say anything? I'll talk to the people. Okay. If anybody needs any of the products, feel free to tell me what you want. I'll get it from the car. The pricing on those is basically $20 for the fruit, $10 for the neem. Basically, everything else is $20 except the Chyawanprash, which is $25.
How do you use the paste?
Just take a spoon and eat it. She's doing it. It's so good. You're gonna lick that spoon clean.
She using this, that's what I was gonna say, can I use it as like butter?
Yes.
But not, like jelly or something.
Yeah.
What's the pace?
What's the pace?
It's 25.
What is the pace?
It's called Chyawanprash. What it is a combination of 40 different herbs. It's made with honey and ghee. And what it does, it has herbs, for example, that get rid of hepatitis A, B, and C. So it basically goes in, it does a lot of different things for the body. It'll help you lose weight. It'll balance all your different systems. It'll bring your memory sharp. It'll make your organs youthful again, young again. It's the best overall combination of herbs that you can get in one package.
I never seen it.
It's good for, huh? The fruit and oil. If you do the neem oil, when you smoke, it's gonna taste nasty. So. Any other questions?
Excuse me. What do you say about the new oil and smoking?
If somebody does the oil and they smoke right after that, it's gonna taste nasty.
You can do what with the oil?
If you anoint yourself like I do this.
Oh yeah?
You don't want to stop smoking, you just want to stay healthy, like you said.
That's how
You can do that too.
You just keep taking
That's how you decide for me.
Let me tell you
So
something.
how long after you do that?
Huh?
With the smoke, you're talking about smoking period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh? Say that again.
We're talking about smoking period. You need smoke.
Smoking.
period.
Oh, what kind of smoke? You're talking about tobacco.
Also,
American tobacco I'm talking about. Not Indian tobacco.
What about her?
It's
it's all
fine. Okay.
yeah.
Have you ever tried putting some oil and try to smoke some Indian medicinal hemp? Anybody try smoking Indian medicinal hemp with that? You'll see.
So just smoke.
That you probably get a smoother high, smoother draw. You ever seen them be smoking like and smooth it out?
You got his attention.
Have you ever tried it?
Not yet, but
You let me know, buddy. I know when you do the anointing and then you smoke, they call it a joint of marijuana, which is the legal side.
yeah.
And our jurisdiction, which is natural, is Indian medicinal hemp and cannabis.
Yeah.
So when you say you got marijuana in your car, no, I don't. I know what you talking about. I got some Indian medicinal hemp in here. And that's why in Detroit, the blood used to walk around with that packet up there, and the police would stop. They were talking their jurisdiction back in the day. You have to walk and talk to your jurisdiction, otherwise you get trapped in their corporate world.
I need a couple of things.
Huh?
I said, I don't want to purchase a couple of things for you today. I'm going to talk to you one-on-one.
I wouldn't need one.
I'm going to put out a notebook. Please put your name, your phone number, email, whatever, and what you want underneath it, and I'll go ahead and get it for you from the car, because I didn't want to drag everything in here. Okay? Thank you for the opportunity. And if anybody has any conversation or anything for me, we can talk on the side. Yeah.
We have a piece of paper, you can write down what you want, you'll go out to the
Yes.
car and get it. Does anybody have paper?
There you go.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna start this and we'll just put our